Good morning, guys. Just finished my cardio up. Shaved my face. I look like a little kid. Holy shit. About to make some breakfast. Some miced onion. Garlic and herb. Once you see it's kind of like cooked up a little bit, I like to add a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder. Remember, dieting doesn't have to be boring. You can use sodium and all that stuff as long as it doesn't have fat or carbs. But yeah, you can make your food taste really good by just using, like, you know, these little seasonings. How beautiful that is. So delicious. Beautiful. 3 whole eggs, 6 egg whites with some onion powder, garlic powder, and that's breakfast for you guys. Frank's red hot. Garlic and herb. Alright guys, I just got out of the shower and I'm gonna enjoy this fiber meal that I make. This is the Metamucil mixed with the water and then you put it in the fridge. And yeah, I'm just giving you guys a little update on like how everything's going. Last time I checked in with you guys, I had a moderate carb day, which was 2 days ago. No, it was 3 days ago actually. 19 days out. Today is 16 days out. So I had that moderate carb day and then I went 2 days with no carbs, moderate fat, and then high protein. Today I get a low carb day. You guys will see a physique update later. That little moderate carb day actually like helped me a lot because I mean I felt like really depleted. I feel really depleted right now. I just went 2 days no carbs. So we'll see how I look today with the low carb day. And when I say no carbs, I mean no carbs from, you know, rice cakes, rice, cream of rice, oatmeal, any of that. I mean, there's indirect carbs from like, you know, cashews, almond butter, and like the broccoli, but it's no actual starchy carbs. So that's what I mean when I say no carbs. On my low carb days, I'm consuming about 83 grams of carbs. It's pre-workout and post-workout carbs only. It's about 40 grams pre-workout and then 40 grams post. That's just giving you guys an idea on how my low carb days go. And then on my moderate carb days, I have about 160 grams of carbs, and that's in total of, you know, my pre-workout carbs, post-workout carbs, and then I have one more meal after my post-workout, like I told you guys before, with carbs. So it's 160 grams of carbs on the moderate carb day, about 80 grams on a low carb day, and then the no carb day, it's probably like, I would say 20, maybe 30, but it's like indirect carbs, like I said before. Refeeds, I get up to like, you know, maybe like 400 grams of carbs, but refeeds are only once a week. But coming closer to a show, my coach decided to, you know, just do the moderate carb days so then we don't really mess with anything too serious. A lot of coaches, they have different protocols they follow. My coach didn't want to do a really big refeed, so you know, I trust him a lot. I trust the process, and just follow the game plan, and just gotta execute what he tells you to do. And a lot of people, they think about hiring a coach, but then they wouldn't listen to what the coach is telling them to do. So it's like, why would you hire the coach in the first place, you know? So if you hire a coach and you invest your money into, you know, getting a coach, make sure you follow what he tells you to do, because the knowledge your coach has is probably more, you know, reasonable than you just winging it, saying, oh, I don't think I should eat this many carbs, let's do this. Well, I mean, first of all, he's gonna have to figure out how your body reacts to a certain amount of carbs. You could be carb sensitive. Like some people, they can eat a lot of carbs and be fine. There's a lot of variables that come into play. Just giving you guys advice, if you guys hire a coach, please listen to the coach, and especially if the coach has done success with you before. Like, I won my first show being coached by my coach Ariel, and he knows exactly what he's doing, so you know, I trust him, follow the game plan, and everything usually falls right into place. But yeah, that's just advice about coaching for you guys. If you guys looking to, you know, hiring a coach, I did a little post on Instagram, on my Instagram story, talking about, you know, I'll answer a few questions for this video that I'm doing today. So let's get started. First question I'll be answering says, do you keep macros even off contest prep? I think it's important to, you know, keep track of what you're eating, so then that way you kind of know where your body's at. You don't want to just after a show eat like shit, stop doing cardio, because you'll legit blow up like a balloon. It'll take a really big toll on your body. So I think it's really important to, you know, track your macros and definitely know exactly what you're eating on a daily basis. You don't have to specifically track everything on the dot, but I would say get an idea of, like, you know, how many carbs you're consuming, how many grams of protein, how many grams of fat. I mean, you can just weigh out your food if you want instead of, you know, tracking it. It's personally, I like weighing out my food and just, you know, like maybe 5 ounces of rice, 5 ounces of chicken, 4 ounces of broccoli, and I just go by that, eat that about 4 or 5 times a day. So that's like how I kind of like track my food. I don't really use like MyFitnessPal or anything like that. When bulking, should my protein be higher or my carbs? If you're bulking, I would keep your proteins moderate. You know, if say you're 180 pounds, I would shoot for about 180 to 200 grams of protein, but then the majority of your calories should be coming from carbohydrates, definitely carbs, and keep the fats low when you're doing high carbs. So be a moderate protein, high carb, low fat. Tips on how can we get a wide back like yours? Do a lot of pull-ups. Pull-ups really helped me a lot. Also barbell rows, one of my favorite back workouts, doing a lot of barbell rows, doing pyramid sets, you know, working up to heavy weight, and then you have to go really, really heavy to build that density. But then once you do a couple sets of that heavy weight, drop the weight by like 20-30% and then do 2 more sets and do more volume work towards the end of your workout. That's what helped me a lot. Lean bulk or dirty bulk? What do you choose and why? Definitely a lean bulk, because a dirty bulk is basically eating like shit, eating wherever you can just to put on weight, and that comes with a lot of fat gain. You will put on a lot of fat, and that's just not optimal at all. So I would definitely keep everything clean and keep your fats low, especially when you're bulking. How much do you weigh? I currently weigh about 170 to 171 pounds right now. So yeah, that's my weight. What days are you going to be in Miami? I'm actually flying in on Thursday, November 17th. And then I'll be there until, I believe, the 22nd, the day after my birthday I leave. So about 5 days. What supplements do you recommend for beginners or if you're on a budget? Honestly, if you're on a budget, you know, spend the most of your money on food. Food is what's actually going to get you really big. You can go to the store and, you know, get a big thing of oats and eat oats with, like, you know, peanut butter, and like, you can get big from just eating high volume food. You know, it's not always about the supplements. When I was younger, you know, I didn't always have the supplements, so I always relied on food, and it really makes a big difference if you just focus on eating, because eating is what's going to get you really big, as to, you know, drinking mass gainers or like drinking shakes and like all that stuff. It's mostly the food that's really gonna, you know, get you big. Real food is not processed. Mass gainers is just full of, you know, fillers, you know, all these carbs that are just not necessary. You just gotta eat. You just gotta eat if you want to get big. What's your training split when you bulk? When I'm bulking cut, I train pretty much the same. I try to do hypertrophy and do pyramid sets, go really heavy, and then, you know, do volume work towards the end of my workout. I've been training the same way for the past 6 years, so it's been working for me, so I wouldn't change it up at all. Is cardio necessary if you're bulking? I would say maybe 2-3 days a week would be necessary, because if you're consuming so much food, you know, it's good to, you know, keep your body, you know, active so you don't get fat. So, I mean, I would definitely incorporate cardio 2 to 3 times a week when you're bulking. How do I create the illusion of being very wide? My lats are attached high. If your lats are inserted high, I would focus on rear delts. Build your rear delts to be really, really big, so then that way you have that look where you're like, your delts are like, holy fuck, like your back looks mad huge just because of your rear delt. I know a couple physique guys that, you know, they have high lat insertions, but their rear delt is like so dominant that it makes them look so impressive. What do you think about teens cutting? When it comes to cutting and you're a teenager, it really depends on your goal. You know, if you're not really trying to become like a bodybuilder or get big, then, you know, and you just want to stay in shape, I would just say just eat at maintenance and, you know, just work out. You'll look good, you'll stay lean. If you're trying to be like get bigger and put on muscle, then I wouldn't recommend cutting at all for a teenager. You gotta build that density and eat a lot of food and be in a calorie surplus for a long time. Remember, bodybuilding, it takes time, you know. It just doesn't happen overnight. You can't just wake up one morning, be 40 pounds heavier in muscle density. It just doesn't work that way, you know. It takes a lot of time and consistency, so you just gotta be patient, you know. It just doesn't happen overnight. It's almost impossible to put on, you know, 30 pounds of muscle in a month. So if you ever hear someone saying, oh, yo, like, I was 180 pounds, I'm 220 pounds now, and it happened in a duration of, you know, 1 to 2 months, a lot of that is probably fat and water weight, because putting on muscle is pretty hard, you know, and it takes a lot of time. So it really depends on your goals. If you're a teenager, you want to get big, I would definitely not recommend cutting at all until maybe 2 to 3 years of, you know, building density, because then when you cut, then that's when your actual muscles will show. So yeah, that's my advice on that. What do you concentrate on during arm days for it to grow? I focus on contraction and constant tension, because I've noticed that when you do slower reps and you keep the tension constant, it actually fires your muscle fibers really hard. And I've noticed a big difference when I did that, as to, you know, just going through with the movement. I see a lot of people in the gym, they'll just be doing the movement, they don't actually feel a thing. They don't really try to, you know, focus on that minor muscle connection, and that's really important in every single muscle group. You gotta feel the muscle contract if you want to actually grow the muscle. If I eat every day at night, will I gain weight? Well, it really depends on, you know, how much you're eating throughout the whole day. If you're eating, like, you know, lower calories throughout the whole day and you save the majority of your calories at night, then no, you wouldn't gain weight at all, because you'll be depleting yourself up until night, and then when you eat that meal at night, then you wouldn't gain weight. But if you're eating, like, you know, pizza all day, having burgers, having, like, you know, a lot of oatmeal, and then you want to have like ice cream before you go to bed, then yeah, you will probably gain weight the next day. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for the little Q&A that I did. I hope you guys learned something out of this. The internet's there now, so, you know, if you guys really need to seek any kind of knowledge, you can always do research. That's what I've done to learn a lot of things, and just from just experimenting with my own body, you know, eating certain kind of foods and seeing how my body reacts to certain foods, you know, like some people, they can eat like certain fats and they get bloated, or like dairy products and all that, but that's probably like another video. But yeah, I mean, the internet's there, so if you guys really need knowledge, you guys can look up a lot of things and you can learn a lot. And that's another thing, if you really want to become a successful, you know, bodybuilder, fitness guy, or physique guy, you have to know your body. So it's important to, you know, do your research, figure out what works best for you. A coach can do so much for you, but you know your body better than anyone else, so it's good to know all the knowledge you can and do all the research you can about your body composition and what works best for you. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this little Q&A. Alright guys, it's my favorite time of the day, pre-workout time. Having my pre-workout meal. Got 2 scoops of ISO HD protein and 1 tablespoon of almond butter, and then I put a little bit of ground cinnamon, 1 ounce of cream of rice. If you guys checked out my previous video, I'll give you guys a full-out tutorial on how I make this. I'm gonna enjoy this, and then I'm gonna head to the gym with my brother David, and we're gonna train some chest, put together a really nice chest workout for you guys. Workout will be in the description box like always, so see you guys there.
two, three, your heart start beating. Your room stays quiet, but inside I'm screaming. Do I feel love? I don't have a clue. Will you love me? 'Cause I love you. Oh, 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 yeah, I love you. Oh, 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 yeah, I love you. Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night, erase all of these broken dreams and flight. And we'll out only by frozen